now we're going to hook up the propane.
The propane is a matter of turning it on. This lever, I actually have it in the on position already, but normally you would find it like turned all the way tight clockwise. What you'll do is you'll rotate it all the way counterclockwise, and it's on. You can see on the gauge we have about 3/8 of a tank of propane in there.
And where do you get that filled?
Any propane filling station can do them.
As in
a gas station with a big propane tank, the hardware stores, any of your campgrounds can fill them.
Okay, campgrounds. Okay, good.
The motorhome is equipped with a propane detector, so if it detects unburned propane, it will automatically shut that tank off. So this system needs to be on in order for you to get propane out to the appliances. It'll go through a beep cycle, and it's calibrating itself to the air that's in the motorhome. When that beep cycle ends, you'll see the gas on light come on, and that lets you know that you have propane coming to the appliances. There we go. All of the propane powered appliances need to have their lines bled every time that you do that.
So again, if you're doing a 3-hour trip, it's okay, just leave propane on and you don't have to re-bleed it?
Yep.
Okay.
So you're going to come up, you're going to turn on the gas. I typically wait until I start smelling some propane. You can see we still have air, it's not lighting, it's just blowing off.
Okay. So there's no auto lighter. Does the lighter work on there? Or?
It does, but when you're trying to auto light it, on the first shot, it
worked that time.
It worked that time.
Okay.
A lot of times I'll do it the other way just to try to get it light.
Okay.
Doesn't look
like you use the stove very much.
The stove, the first time that we used the oven, what smelled like the first time it was ever used.
Yeah, it's quite clean.
Okay, everybody's set, so now we can come back, turn them to light. It's going to be finicky today. I usually keep a long lighter like you would use with your grill by it.
Right, gotcha.
To light them off. I'll take a look and see if it just needs to have its electrode cleaned. Or its battery may be going dead. This runs a battery underneath here.
Gotcha.
That may be starting to get weak. But that's that. Now, then we come down to the oven. The oven, you'll look at the knob, it says pilot on. So you're going to turn it to pilot on. Again, give it a couple seconds to bleed out. And from the underneath, you're going to light the pilot light.
Now, is it safe to keep the pilot light lit all the time? And even if we go for a 3-hour trip?
I would shut the pilot light off if I'm going for a ride, because you have to shut it off anyway if you're going to stop and get fuel.
Gotcha. Right.
Okay, pilot light's now lit. Alright, so what you're going to do is when you want to turn the oven on, you're going to come over and set your temperature. It'll automatically light from there.
So that's it.
When you want to come back off, but you want your pilot light to stay lit, there's a detent, so you can't go past pilot light on, and that will keep the pilot light from going out. So you won't have to light it every time you want to use the oven. In order to shut the pilot light off, you push in on the knob and go to off. That will shut the pilot light off. There's a storage compartment here that we kept our seasonings and so forth in.
Okay, and so what's the, it's got pilot out?
Yes, this is, these are obviously your lights there. These are your exhaust fan speeds. This is for the hot water heater. So you're going to turn this on, and this again has to bleed its air out. So you'll go through this cycle a couple times before it'll keep the hot water heater lit. You'll see the pilot light out light will come on, and then you have to recycle the system again. Right now it's starting its initial try to light.
And so how will you, well, I guess we'll see what it'll do once it's...
Yeah, it may light. We'll go outside and look in a second. Refrigerator.
Hold on.